So we all know I'm terrible at one-handed driving and filming. I'm going to do it anyway. So maybe it's an opportunity for us to see what under compliance looks like. So when we're driving in to an obstacle like that, you'd expect to see a lot more squish from the tyre insert combination, and there'll be a few points along this where we might see what looks like good compliance, but at no point will we see any of the weight bearing down. We should have a little bit of sag in the bottom of this, guys, and we're just not getting it. Spidey is running full brass all the way round. I think his tyre and wheel and insert combo is something like 1,300 grams. So we really should be getting a bit of squish on this tyre wheel combo, and we're just not. And that is because I put the Famondas in, which are green. They have no braking time at all. So let's talk about that. If you do get yourself a set of silicone inserts, you do need to have a couple of hours of driving on the rocks before you'll get peak performance, or peak, what are we going to say, before they've broken in is just the best way to say it. And then you'll know what you're getting. I made the mistake of tuning my Endura silicones when I first got them because I felt like they were too firm, but then after I drove them a little bit, they actually ended up being too soft. So if you're going to fit these, for whatever reason, you're going to be doing a lot of wet crawling, and that's why I put them in, because I knew we was coming to a wet muddy woodland today. If you're going to be fitting them, be prepared to drive them for a few hours to let them to gas off and soften up a little bit, and then you'll know where you're at. And then of course, if you need to snip out a couple of the uprights in order to get the amount of compliance from the tyre combo that you want, then you make your tuning after that. Don't make the mistake that I did. So with the weight bearing down on the vehicle, Spidey is nose down there, you would expect to see way more squish on that front tyre. Maybe the rear tyre will end up in the realm of being spot on, but I would probably go Endura green in the front and Endura blue in the back for my truck, and I'll pop the weight of my truck up on the screen for you to see, guys. Overall, I think the compound did really well out here today, but all the changes that have been made to Spidey have scuppered performance ever slightly. We've got some geometry and suspension issues that need tending to, and of course putting that overly firm insert in has cost us today as well. And what better way to end this short clip of my trip out today with the Rhino Crawler tyres than to fall off the log. G'day YouTube, this is your boy coming at you from the outback. No, well, not really. It is I from the lands of English woodlands and stuff. And everybody's going to be going, oh, you need to test those on rocks. And I'm like, well, look, I know, but we do have channel subscribers like Lisa from Germany, who also drives in woodland areas, who would like to know how they perform in wooded areas. So here we are. There will be a rock section coming up in time. I'm completely on the wrong line. Yes, don't worry, guys. You guys that you wanna see rocks, I got ya. We'll get there. But trees, when they're a bit damp like they are, drive a lot like wet rock, and dry trees drive a bit like grippy rock. So there isn't really a lot of difference. I know they aren't the same. My wheelbase is getting me a little bit into trouble there, really, I think. Not my wheelbase, my track width. Yeah, we're into trouble. There does seem to be a good amount of grip. I just need to be on the right line. We're tracking well, aren't we? Look at that. We do seem to be tracking well. The camera's doing well. So as I said, I'm up at Rui's spot near his house. And Spidey, yeah. We're doing some different things with Spidey now. Look, new body, mere chassis. We've got the, as you've seen from the title, we've got the Rhino Crawler Mozas in 1.9. And this is a wet wood test, I guess. We have had absolutely chaotic amounts of rain, torrential, persistent, and if I was to be crass, I'd say it's been pissing down, because it really has not stopped raining, guys, for an amount of time. What do you think of Spidey? Spidey has had the full facelift. We've still got some more scaly bits to go on. I've just told Rui about the stacks and he thinks I should give it a miss. But we're going to have a look. We're going to have a look. Rui, if you hear some noise in the background, Rui's filming with his mauler today as well. So I'll leave a link to Rui's channel in a bit if you want to have a go and look at a very, very capable mauler. A lot of people sleeping on that. I think there's a bit of snobbery going on, you know, because it's not a super expensive truck. And we are going to talk about how awful some people have treated me on the internet. I posted about the brass links that I made for Spidey that I'm very proud of, and all the titanium money men, all the people that believe the hype about titanium and that, they were really rude, absolutely really rude. I was called stupid, I was called an idiot, and you know, only morons use brass and all that. But look, guys, if you want to justify spending £250 on a set of links, you go for it. But you know what? I'm really liking the way the brass works, and stainless might be preferable though. One guy did make, like, someone who decided to actually be a decent human being and tell me his reasoning for using stainless, made a lot of sense, and I appreciate you, whoever you were, man from the internet who wasn't an absolute dick about my choice of materials for making links. Yeah, I appreciate you. So Spidey's making short work of that. I'll see Rui up there, look, he's coming down with a mauler, so we're gonna have to do a bait and switch. Is that the correct use of that? I've never understood it. Yeah, we're gonna do a little switch up there. So the Deepwoods are my tyres for this. Now, I don't know whether the Deepwoods would have been doing as well as these Rhino Mozas. It is very wet, like very wet. Well, I'm going to get down to the end of this log and then we'll do the dismount. Well, it's been a while since I've been down this. Let's get the excuses in first. I should be able to do it, but filming and driving isn't my strong point. That's something that Rui does very, very well. Yeah, there we go. I was looking at the camera. I think we can extract from there though. I've got auto exposure going today, guys. Now this is tricky here. Getting out of this might not look it, but a lot of vehicles have really struggled to get out of here. We can get a little bit of a pivot. Yeah, we're just, that's all right. Rui's just talking to me on his video there. we're going to try to modify that slightly. This is it. Using a servo to pull up.
Let's stop here and we'll see if Dwight can make it up there.
There we go. There we go, nice. Good job, Spidey.
Good old Spidey.
This was the mauler that I was talking about. This is Rui's really modified mauler on Proline trenches in Predator compound. There's a lot going on this vehicle. Go over and check it out. Like, this is way cheaper than the VRD carbons and all those. And there isn't a lot between, if anything. He's put some aftermarket cap axles and a few bits tweaking on the gearbox and suspension, and that thing is incredible. We're literally starting this one driving over the camera there, guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're dragging the camera. There we go. We're good. Rui jumping to the rescue there.
Carry on, man.
I could say, yeah, because I've widened the base out, Rui. See, it wasn't going to go over, but I appreciate it. Last thing I want is my camera falling over. So this is traditionally a very tricky climb. It gets very, very slick when it's wet. Rui has just gone up with it without any problems with a mauler, but Spidey would struggle on this when it was wet. We've done what Mr. C calls a canyon change. We've made a lot of changes at once to Spidey. We've changed geometry, link lengths, we've got brass on. We're carrying a lot of weight. We've got brass weights in all of the wheels today, so lighter might have been better for wet. We have Fimonda inserts, so this isn't the amount of drive that you could get from these tyres. We have lost an amount of forward drive. There we go, we just had to pick our way through the grippy bits. And the tyres, that's really good, guys. The tyres, let me zoom in on the tyres. There we go, not zoomed in, are we? But you know what I mean. So the tyres have picked up a lot of dirt. So despite the fact that they were quite loaded, we have managed to get a pull up what is a very, very wet and slippery, decaying tree obstacle. Very, very pleased with that, guys. Very pleased indeed. I don't know how successfully we're going to track, guys, because the Osmo does not like being backlit like this, and I apologise, it'll probably be a tad dark as well. This is a really tricky descent. Just going to move the camera into a position where we're not going to be smashing it. Lots of grip, under compliance from the Fimonda inserts definitely today, so you could probably times the grip that we're seeing, or at least add another percentage. Right, so nice. We had to drive it, we couldn't descend without any driving, but I'm really, really pleased with that. Today's conditions are suboptimal. Really suboptimal today. Camera's losing the truck. Come over a little bit.
The impossible line?
Yeah.
Or you're making it impossible?
This could be impossible with this wheelbase. This is probably where you went up, is it, with the mauler? Yeah, Rui's running about 350, 355 wheelbase.
I'd say about the 355.
Oh, look at that though, Rui. I'll take
nice.
that.
Yeah, nice.
I'm hoping Yeah, the camera did get it. We're not following the vehicle, but let's just focus over there. Actually, let's put the camera in to a better position. Where that's just pulled up, that was drive. That was grip we were witnessing there. Just searching for a spot to get our wheel over. Can we use a bit of slowdown? Yeah, just a little bit of more conforming from the insert, and we would be pulling harder here, I think. I'm just going to stay in it.
New, aren't they, the insert?
They're brand new, yeah. A couple of drives on these. Yeah, couple of drives. I'm not going to do what I did when what a shame. What a shame. When I had the Endurers, instead of waiting for them to break in, I cut those quite early. And then they broke in, and then they ended up being too soft. Yeah. So we're not going to do that. We're going to give.
They're made of silicone, so slightly different material.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, these are silicone in here. These are the Fimonda silicons.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Forgive my ignorance.
No, we've been talking about foams and that as well, haven't we? So, right. So, very pleased with that, and I think if we've got some geometry and suspension tuning to do on Spidey still. I feel like if we'd have been really optimised, we'd have just gone straight up there. But you know, got to do these things. So we're just doing the rounds, guys. Rui and I have just made a plan. We are going to do all of the usual climbs that we do in this wooded section here. I haven't been up this obstacle in this configuration, I don't think. So there was like a wedge here. Yeah, this might be a little bit on the wheelbase for me. Let's see if we can get a bit more angle on it. That's servo. If you're wondering, guys, this is the Yippin 70 kg. Rui's also running one in the Mauler. I always have links to anything that I'm running in the video and some other bits that I think you might find useful. So if you're interested in trying one of these Yippins, I don't think it does 70 kg, and certainly not with the Fusion set up.
Probably at 8.4.
Maybe at 8.4 it would get close. But we are struggling up there today, guys, but we done it. Yeah, there'll be a link to that servo. Sometimes I'm in trouble and I can actually use the servo to pull the vehicle out of trouble.
Sometimes it does the opposite.
Or, yeah, you let go of the steering wheel and it just like, go, you're off, you're out. One of them. Right, so this isn't an obstacle that we've particularly struggled with in the past. But today, everything's a bit wet today. And I'd say
to the challenge,
it does, yeah. You have to drive a bit more, don't you, when it's like this. Right, let's move you down to where we can see the dismount. This would be interesting. So this is more about the changes to Spidey than anything. Oh, very nicely behaved, Spidey. Look at that, Rui. I couldn't do that with the deep woods. And this is wet and they're loaded with mud. So, Lisa from Germany, I know you love your cut and siped deep woods, but maybe when it's time for a change, these would be worth a look. Nice, good job, Spidey. What was there? Something else must have been in there, really, because I used to go up this end of it every single time about, like, getting on it was never the issue. Rui's got it. Rui's got it. Yeah, you just need to steer up. Oh, bindy, bindy. That's it. That's interesting. I wonder. See, now, softer insert might have made a difference there. So we had a bit of trouble getting onto the obstacle, but I think it's insert and because the obstacle's changed. Like the layout of this obstacle's changed a fair bit. So I was watching the truck there, guys, and not showing you the truck. Nicely done, Rui. Yeah, and it is wet today, of course.
I don't think you've got that much articulation of this.
No, limitations in the articulation department. But this is meant to be like a scale crawler. We're undersprung in the rear, oversprung in the front. So there is work to be done on the truck. I'm trying to focus on, you know, what the tyre's doing, but of course we've taken out the foam insert and we've switched to a silicone insert. So that will have been slightly detrimental to the amount of drive we're experiencing, and we're wet. It has been raining and raining and raining. And on the slick trees previously, there's been a ton of grip. The tyres are pretty loaded up, but I do feel that this is an insert thing. I don't think it's a compound, or could be lug maybe, but I guess we have to remember that the 1.9 is going to be going the way of the 2.2. I don't know if they're going to continue to sell this lug pattern, but I do know that this 1.9 will be available in the 2.2. Good job, bud. So this is a bit of a weird one, guys. We're actually starting the beginning of the video at the end of our crawl. I made some choices. I took out the beautifully compliant foams out of these tyres, and I put in the silicone thermonders because I knew we was going to be in a wet and sticky woodland. I should have put the Endura greens in. So what we've ended up with is a huge undercompliance from the foam and a suboptimal crawling situation as a result of it. Hopefully you'll be able to see from this obstacle the lack of compliance from these inserts. Now I'm sure once they're broke in they'd be fine, but right now they really aren't.